Rest his soul's biz Marky Mark, my brother. Rest his soul, biz Marky Mark, my brother who inspired me. Just as Dougie Fresh, rest his soul. My man died, passed away. He passed on to a better place. I just wanted to give, that's something that I always in my life took my time out to always honor the brothers that always made me feel great, made me feel good, the things I always wanted to do, and they inspire me. My inspiration and motivation don't come from what the stigmas and stereotypes of what you call, quote unquote, a black man in America. That's not how I grew up. That's not how my mother raised me. That's not how my father raised me. So I have no reason to act those way. But if you lump every man of our race in the same box, you're going to find yourself lumping everybody in the same. Just because I bring up a topic, I talk about war, racism, poverty, quote unquote, black women, quote, white people, the things, the law, the things that's going on in America doesn't make me a wrong or bad or evil person. I feel as this is what my original platform was on, speaking my truth. And you can't tell me my truth that I experience and what I see that we all do is wrong because your mind is going to be one-sided, one view, one perspective. You have a POV because I don't know why you can't deprogram your mind. But my mind, I can deprogram my mind and try to understand where you're coming from. That's the worst thing we can do is try not to understand where most of us is coming through. And the reason, if you know what that word at the bottom left corner means, window, it means to remove people or things from a group until only the best ones are left. Find or identify a value or useful part of something. That's the site. That's the plight that our men of our race are living in. You have to find a use for the type of brother I am. Because, yes, if you can, I will call it as we call it. Yes, I judge. We judge everything. We judge what food you're going to eat this morning, what you drink, what you put in your body, how you interact. Like right now it was raining. Are you not judging what clothes you're going to wear? For somebody to say we don't judge no one, to me, I can't call you a lie. Maybe you don't understand, just as the word perfect mean complete, established, and whole. So if you ask me, am I perfect? I'm going to say, yes, I'm complete. I am established. I'm on this earth. I am in my house. I'm in my living quarters, and I am a whole. I am established, complete, established, and whole. So for you to ask someone a word, are you looking for understanding, or are you looking to win on me? Are you looking for understanding, or are you looking to win on me? So I always tell us, brothers, be the best version of you. People say, oh, you number 3, or you run a race, right? You all start at the same starting line. I know there's disadvantages. I know there's different times. So I might, just say I wanted to train for the Olympics. I might have trained for the Olympics 5 years ago. This person might have been training for 14 years. But aren't we going to line up at this line at the same time? So we lining up at the line at the same time. This is where I come in. Now, this is the part of me. I'm going to let you know we did not get a fair. A person has said we all now are equal. We all would never be equal. Never. I never look at equal. What I look at is a fair. Fair mean a chance and an opportunity. So if I had a chance and an opportunity to, but now we got to talk. Is my chance and my opportunity the same? Is every man chance and opportunity? The answer is now. If you're going to say it's equal, no. If it's fair, I'm going to say yes. That's where people get confused about me, because now when I speak, you cannot put me to book, because you would just say, and that's what people do. I say, hold on. Are we having a complete discussion or a half discussion? Because if I'm having a complete, I want you to understand this, a complete discussion, my words is not based on everything I say after that. So if we having a topic in a discussion and you ever listen to me, you be like, that's what you just said. Did I finish talking? If we finish the discussion, yes, now you can own that up to me. I'm not finished discussing this with you. You ask me a specific thing, I'm going to give you a specific answer to that. Now, as we move on, don't ask me a new question and expect my same answer. My answer, that's why, and I remember I took the police test. The same, you will not get the same answer. They ask you the same thing about 8 times, 8 different ways. Stealing is stealing. Stealing is stealing. That's how I look at that. Stealing is stealing. Now you say, what is their type? Just as if you steal a credit card and the credit card value was $1,000, that is grand larceny. Even if it's $1 on that credit card, but the reason you're going to get charged with grand larceny, let me make sure that can you hear me? Because I don't have the avatar. Let me make sure you can hear me. I'm going to remove my camera so you can hear me. Okay, good. All right. So I just wanted to make sure my camera is visible. And so now what I was saying, we are talking about a certain topic, and you're telling me that this topic is not the same. I'm letting you know that basically what I'm saying, I lost track of what I said because I had to do something real quick. I'm saying the topic is not the same. You cannot ask me one question and expect my question to only be finite to your defined meaning and definition. So the reason I talk about this, brothers, because I'm learning that as a indigenous, quote unquote, black man, especially in America, I have to fit in. And all the women that say the same thing, but they're not ask one woman. I said, you asked me about being a leader and all of these things, but are you really asking me? Or are you asking me to suffice? Think about this. To suffice your belief of what a man is, that box. Now, this is the time the box will not help you. Because she asking me. So you're saying, can you lead? You won't know something until you go through it. Know how I know I can pay attention? A woman is paying attention to me. Is reiterating the things that I said or done. So if she's talking about I'm a reciprocator, somehow she should have reciprocated some information back to you that you said or done for her, and it should be returned because it's in a line of this is who she are. If she's not, she's going to be acting. So she can act feminine, or you can act as a man, but eventually, this as a guy, as the fathers out there, the men that are not being the greatest father that know why you're not being able the greatest father you can be, because you're not the best version. The best version of you don't have nothing to do with you financially. The best time you can have with a person, guess what? Is spending time with them. So if you're absent, you're not present. There's no gift. There's no power in having a father. There is no purpose of, or you're not in position to be a father because you're not there. Time has no limits. It's limitless. So when to a child, I'm not gonna go by the woman because I've dealt with women that I've dated that can tell me all of these great things, and then when you listen to her talk, it's not the same. So sometimes I don't get on the women because just as if we bring up the history of why you have these gentlemen and why these women won't listen, because they learned that, man, my mother said something wrong to me. Something went wrong at some point in my life. Why is it that I am meeting good men and I am scared of good men? Think about that. Why is it she's meeting good men and can't have success? Because the first thing that he this and that. And if you ever notice, this is from day one for 38 years, black, quote unquote, hashtag black men ain't shit. That's her mind frame. If you telling your daughter you gotta be bigger and better than everyone, even the man that's on your side, that's for you, that's there. You're acting everything. So she's gonna be acting nice. She's gonna be acting as she enjoy Texas. She's gonna act as she love you until she get to a point where she don't need you. That's sad, because if you dating someone and you find interest and you talking on the phone and you're going out on dates, and then all of a sudden a person, and you got to pay attention to this, brother. If this woman says you're not for her, you spent countless hours. She thought I was going to say money. See, I'm different. See, I don't even think about that. You spent countless hours with her. You just wasted your time. And if a person come back at you, I remember a brother said, how you know you ain't waste her time? I said, brother, I gave her every option in the world, every choice. By a fourth, by us hanging out, by us going on dates. You know, if this person, you don't wait. And she was just disqualifying me. And now I learned, that was my lesson. That woman is going to keep disqualifying. She was not. Even it took her mother even said, this is my most recent. Why are you running? Stop running from him and stop running from what you're doing. She kept doing it. Even her mother words still, because you know why? She thought negative of her mother. So her saying both, she already have a negative connotation, a window point of me in her mother. She did not value and find that information. She didn't value and find it useful. But I tell you, brother, you got to value you and find you useful. I don't care if no woman ever marries you or have her children. That's gonna make your life less. Your life was here. You have to find, you gotta focus, you got a purpose, mission, and position. Can't no woman, no man, no being on this earth till your life is greater than the next person's life, or tell you your feelings, your heart, your spiritual don't matter to you. No one can tell you that the information you receive is not correct, because they want to. Science is not the finite. Just because you've seen it, it's not the finite. Because sometimes even I looked around, I said, man, that don't look right. Then I looked again, I said it looked different. Or I read a word and I went back. Or I read a book and I went back and read something and said, wow, I don't remember seeing that, or that word the way it's worded. And then if people try to correct you, I said, I see exactly what you've seen. You are taking it. Now, some people are more literal than expressatory. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Some people are expressing more than some are literal. What I mean by that, if you say the sky is blue, some people are very subjected to the saying the sky is blue. But what if a person don't see blue and they're kind of colorblind? So you're going to have a different discussion. Or what if they see a different pigment? So that even goes along with our race disagreements about all lives matter, Black lives matter, Asian life, or my life matter, because people point of view it's say all lives, but I guarantee you hold the gun up to their head to what they're trying to say that don't happen, that don't exist in their world, or that they ignore, they got to deal with it. See, I don't act as me not dealing with something is going to end what I'm getting to. If I don't deal with it, that don't mean it does not exist. It exists. I am here. And when I pass on, I move on. Either my energies or my soul go somewhere that we have no clue about. I don't have a clue. I'm not going to guess. It's like outer space is real. Go in a space station. Well, do I get hypnotized? Can I bring the things I normally listen to? Can I bring the things that I normally keep myself? If I cannot bring those things, why can't I bring those things? See, and now that's the question that I ask myself. I can't bring things. So I might have a recording of me letting myself know if I'm hypnotized or I'm giving a lie detector test or different things to keep me grounded. Or I might have things that remind me of certain things that'll keep me grounded. See, you can be so strong till you still need something to hold on. So you have to place your value in things. And then when it comes to removing people, I don't have to remove nobody. My interaction with you can be as LeBron James' career or Kobe jump shot. It's going to fade away. I don't have to remove you from my life. The people that's for you, it's going to be naturally in your life. I don't have to beg a woman to be in my life. I don't have to beg a brother to help me out or to become a partner in the business. If he's going to be there, he's going to be there. Don't matter what. And if he don't be that, cool. Okay, maybe I find another person to partner up with a business but that dude will still be my brother. Maybe it's if he gave me a reason, I can't knock down someone reason for not doing something. That will make him less. And I heard the women talking about how they level up when they leave a guy. Man, you can motivate brothers. That's why I'm getting on you in a loving way and in a harsh way at the same time. Because some things, brothers, you ain't gonna want to hear. She didn't like you. You gave her gifts. She didn't accept your gifts. She did all these things. Guess what? That's your fault. That's your fault. I can't tell you no. You didn't pay attention. She told you no. Leave her alone. If she never said yes, and then she said yes, and then try to take advantage of you, call it at the bud. You still allowed it to happen. Get mad at the situation. Don't get mad at her. Don't get mad at you. Get mad at the situation. You know why you get mad at the situation? Because you won't claim it. Just as depression, PTSD. I have it. Don't claim it. Get mad at it. So it's not part of my life, but it's a part of a thing, of an experience I will go through every single day or every single time. But as I say, that became a part of me. I can remove it with certain things, or that's what I said. I would join NASA. What are they allowing me to bring? So they're going to allow me to bring something. If I need a allowance, now peep this in this world. You say we free. You free, but you go to work. They pay you a certain amount. You sign a contract. Say you're going to come here at these hours. Peep is what I'm saying. And then you get your money, they tax you, then they tax you on your money. And at the end of the year, you file taxes. So they tax you on your money. Where is you being free at? You're like, I own my own business. I'm free. Well, you have to get a license. You can't just do business. You got to get a thing called doing business at DBA, doing business as. But you're free. I cannot just walk outside. And if the so-called government, the state, the city rules or regular. See, but we don't think nothing of that. The person said, wow, you go through all. I said, yes. They think it's weird. They think it's something wrong. Then I asked him, you have a lot of things you do. And he kept doing them with me. And I just sitting there, I was in my mind, I was laughing. I was saying, wow, everything and then I learned this. And I'm learning there is a difference between Caucasian men and African descendant, quote unquote, slash indigenous men, quote unquote, black men. There is a difference in our mind frame. I can be having the greatest business in my life, but don't matter what. And he asked me a question. This is how I know. I sit there. He said, you don't have room spontaneous, but the word is nudity at the end. I have trouble saying that word sometimes. Spontaneous and nudity at the same time. So you know how to say that word. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to make a fool of myself. I said, that's not true. I know that if you think about being free, let's say you work Monday through Friday. So you full time, 8 hours a day, 10 hours, 12 hours. Okay. And if you work in 12 hours, then you probably go to work 3 days on, 3 days off. And you go 4 days. 4 days on, 3 days off. 4 days on, or 4 3 3 4 4 3 4 3 4 3 3, however you do it. And so, you do 4 days and 3 days. Then you collect your hours, so it's gonna be 4 days and 3 days. So it's more like 4 days, 3 days. So you get a 72. So he said, I don't have room for being boom, let's go. No, I have that room because you know why? You can have more room when this is my free. I create my freeness for me, even though just as social media, there's even if you do disclaimer for playing music, there are rules and regulations. You got to have the copyright to play that music, right? Even if you use it in fair use or disclaimer, this is not your music. You need a copyright. And if they allow it to go through, they allow it to go through. If they don't, they don't. See what I'm saying? So you have to make sure you have to be in power and authority of what you allow to go through and what not to go through, what you allow, what you don't allow. Because when you do that, you start setting boundaries. You stop that women know she can't use you. So that let her know, is I'm in it to win it, or am I gonna? She can't stay around, because one thing that the Shantae had to do, she had to be honest. Eventually, her honesty had to catch up. What I said to her, it had to align what we've been talking about. See, that's why I never be quiet. I be quiet to listen, but I don't be quiet to subdue someone when they want to. If you interested in me, don't you want to hear about me? Or at least don't you? Now, if anything, see, things have to go in. Like, see, people say, "Oh, you don't give room." No, I do give room. That's the whole point. You can't tell me, and my core value of me is to get one of my core values is, if you haven't noticed, is togetherness. You don't want to be around me. You don't want to be near me. You don't want to hang out. So the ample amount of time, that's part of my core value. It's nothing that we call it clingy. How is that clingy? Because a person that care about you. Hold on. This world, I care about you. Okay, I love you. I want to be with you. I don't want to spend time with you, though. You don't see anything wrong with that. People say, "Well, you busy." Hold on. I didn't see. Don't. And that's what people do. Don't add in something I didn't say. Don't add in what we're not talking about. We're talking about spending time together. Don't bring up, I want my man making money. I want my woman making money. No. I said spending time together. That means that person and you, whether it's a family gathering or it's or alone time, the intimate time, not even nothing to do with sex. But you telling me you love me, you care about me, you find me interesting, you're admiring me. This is a new world we living in. I ain't never heard. This is the newness, that new-ish I seen. I heard it. I watched it. You telling me, peace, you around me, we watching movies. I'm massaging your feet. or I'm not touching you because you don't want to be. I'm doing something you don't. You got your same space, and you allow. And this, she has to allow you to enter your space. If I'm massaging your feet, I'm feeding you, I'm cooking for you, I'm sitting the plate out, I'm backing up. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. You need something? Oh no, you go get your own drink. Okay, you can get it on your own. You want to get your own stuff out the oh, go get it. You want to get your own fork? Go get it. Or I will sit it out and give it to you. Leave you alone because you're eating. But you telling me you cannot exist with that person, and if you telling me that, here we go. What's the word of the week? The word of the week gonna be Friday to Friday. If I do a continual lives, is the best quality of life. You telling me I just gave someone my energy that's good. People say the definition of good is subjective. What? When you start talking that way to me, it started making me, I say, wow. Now I want to start. And what I did with that gentleman, I was like, I'm going to understand. He kept saying things. I kept understanding. He's love. That don't make him a narcissist. He loves control. Planning is not a control. That lets you, that's an order. How we going to get there? Well, here's the step. I don't care if you don't care for the steps. Those are the steps to get there. And then if I say, wow, I'm going to draw out my steps. You draw out yours. How are we going to get there? But you know what's going, you know how you know when you together? Her steps will match your steps. You think match only mean if you see a charger thing that has to match the charger. I'm going to show you an example. These are the same color charger pieces, right? They're the pieces to the charger, but they're not the same charger. Look at this one. You see how it was made? See that part right here? See how that's made? This part right here. And there's no part right here. But here's a part of the charger right here. See that indent? And they don't have that bottom part. You get more in the camera. So you see that? Those are differences. Hold on. One moment. I'm gonna put my camera on, make sure I was still talking. Still good? Okay. So with some chargers parts, these are the same color charger, but they're not the same type of charger. Because you see the opening for that one, and you see the opening for this one. But if I plug the port part, here go that charger with a side, and you plug it in, it's gonna plug in, right? It's gonna do the same thing. Now do this, plug that in. It's gonna do the same thing, right? Right? So you telling me, you know why our ideas is going to match and why it's good to have many things in common? And it's good. It's nothing wrong when we talk about the value of a person, because we on this new recent crap talking about who high value, who high not. You wouldn't want somebody, now this is me. I wouldn't want a woman that made 30 million a year. You know why? The way she look at the value now, no, hashtag quality of life is different. She don't see time with me as valuable as she see time going to work. Because if she's making 30 million, I'm quite sure this is a silliness about a millionaire, which I never got. I'm quite sure her house didn't cost 200,000. I don't see. Think about that. I don't see nothing wrong with a two. If you make, let's throw it down a little bit. Let's give her a reasonable million number, because the average black woman, the average woman that makes a whole bunch of money is not. She don't make 30 million. So the average black woman, we can say, let's give a fake to real one. She made $1.8 million a year. I seen it. I talked to a woman. So y'all wouldn't believe that, but I met men and women. They were very they admired me. I even dated one. So we went on a date. I got dating. I went on a date. This is my experience. She could not enjoy the small things. See, that's what I want to let men know. Or when I dated women that made six figures, like 200,000, 300, 400,000. So we go into reality. I'm just gonna say, I don't know. She made 1.8 million, but I don't know her actually take home money. But she made it. She took home at least 600,000 a year. She didn't see, and we talked, and she asked me. So these are some of the questions she asked me. She asked me, she said something, and she said, you thought you said my house was too high. Her house she was able to afford it. So I don't know. Maybe she didn't give me the real price of how much money she made. But I told her, I said, why would you pay that? So I asked her, 200,000. No, it was $300,000 house. That wasn't be comfortable with you? She said, no. I said, why? She gave me all her, I don't remember exactly, but she gave me all her reasons. But again, it didn't, my mind was like, so you don't see $300,000, a single woman. She was single, no kids. And she wasn't married, or might have been married before or something, but wasn't married long because she was still 30s. She didn't see the value in just a lower price range of a house, even though she had millions. Listen to what I'm saying. She didn't see the value. What's up? What's up, brother? Good speed. Yes, sir. I'm just speaking on the word winnow, which means to remove people or things from a group until only the best ones are left. Find or identify a valuable or useful part of something, or to remove chaff from grain. So I was speaking on that, and I gave a shout out to Brother Biz Markey. I did a little beatboxing in the beginning. I think it was like 2 or 3 minutes, and that's something that I'm very good at. But I'm just speaking on, just giving an example by the type of man you are. Who would you be most such as? I don't know if you want to just come up and talk, if it's up to you or not. And I'll share the link. Invite. I'm about to hit share screen. And what is like, so the value of our time, she couldn't phantom in her head why I was saying, I was asking her about, she made six figures. Not that made six figures. I never made six figures in my life, never got close. But I think I wasn't her, because I don't feel no hard feelings. See, I don't talk about women that actually, it's funny. I find it funnier that women that do make more money. Now, maybe this is my area. They ask more questions. They're more in tune with, I guess, emotions and feelings. When they can, like, she's seeing my social media, she see my videos, she know how I talk, and she didn't find that as hate talk, but she did ask certain questions. She don't automatically say, "Oh, you attacking black women," quote unquote. You're not saying you're bad. No, she went in actually real discussions. So when we got into a discussion, she wanted to actually hear what I have to say, because she said, "You not as them other NIGGAs." She said she wasn't calling me that, but that's what her mind. She had to express what's on her mind. You not as them other niggas. And I said, exactly, I'm not. I'm myself. I'm Otto Williams Jr. So she couldn't phantom why I was asking her about a 300,000 house, even though her income was way surmountable to 300,000, and her house was way over 300,000. But just because she made millions of dollars, I was asking her, you do not see yourself having a low, why couldn't your house be 300,000? I'm trying to express to the brothers, you have to understand, sometimes to be rated or to be valued, that don't mean it has to be higher than something. It has to just be who you are. I am more valuable being me than trying to mimic my brother. So if I'm trying to mimic my brother, I won't be no value, because what I'll have to do is ask my brother, Slide, what's the next step? What I got to do next? And Slide won't be able to tell me, or can't really show me, because even if I study Slide or I watch him, I still can't be him. I can't be no other man than who I am. So if all of your depictions is based on stereotypes and stigmas, you would never be who you are. And that's the interpretation of the guide, the challenge. So my guide for you, brother, is to take a time out in your life and sit down. Whether you're single, if you're single, it's perfect. Don't call none. If you got a lot of women, don't call them over. Pick a spot in your days. I try this every day. Now they say the 7 days, the 14 to 21 days. Just do this. Don't worry about what day it is. Even if you don't do it every day, just do this. Pick time, your time. Your time is precious. Because if you don't value your time, nobody else. That's a boundary. Valuing your time. That's why I would prefer a woman that's single with no kids, because I'm single with no kids. It got nothing to do. And this is where, that's why you can't listen to all point of views, because that has nothing to do with it, because she's all this stuff. Well, not being funny. Well, a mother that have children, she's fertile and she probably wants some. So I heard a lot of stories, but that's not saying that in a negative way. But as a single man, I want to be able to, that's the funny part when the guy said, I don't have no spontaneousness, spontaneity. There you go. Say that right one time. Y'all heard me say it right. Sometimes I say words wrong. You know that. Spontaneity. So I said that's untrue. Like I said, you can go to work 7 days a week and you got the weekends off, or you got the time off after work, the time before work. That creates spontaneity. And then when you already know what you're doing, that's the best spontaneity, because we were like, well, if he owned his own business, pause, pump the brakes. No, that's not true. If you own your own business, you can leave anytime you want. But if you say you said it, unless you already gave a notice, if you made a statement, my store, on the store, online, everywhere I go, that advertise your store, and you have a time and date. So the day is Saturday. We are open. It is 900 hours and 28 minutes, 30 minutes. So if that's happening, you say you open at 1000 hours on Saturday, and you close at a specific time, 2200 hours. That's 10 p.m. You're gonna have to abide by that. You can't just tell your woman, let's go out. Let's go. I'm in Buffalo, New York. You can go to Rochester because it's a Comic-Con event. And she's into anime too. That's why I say those things in common is very important. No, you can't do that. Now, what you can do, which is important, is do you trust who you have on your side? That's the woman I'm looking for. That's who you should be. Because I trust myself. I gave myself a time. I gave myself dates. I understand who I am. I took the time out to know who I am. Time is more important than your money. If you don't see that, you can be a high value man. You can be anything you can put anything negative on you, but long as you always being who you are. Women say you're not adequate. You're not eligible. That's her eyes. Like, not being funny. If a woman I seen a profile on a dating profile. This is not to diss her. She had 5 kids. She said she ready to start her family. Now, I asked her that. She never responded. I said, what does that mean? You ready to start your family? I don't know if she worded that right or she just never responded. And I told her, I sent her another message. I'm coming in good faith to ask you what that means, not to diss you. Because you never know. I may not want to choose a woman with 5 kids, but what if somehow this woman with 5 kids was better than a woman with no kids? See, but that's why I can't listen to these other brothers or the woman with a son already. That's a baby. Hold on. Now, you're going to make sense. You got to make some sense to me. Why wouldn't you choose a woman that got a baby? Even though we understand how seed work. If I have a child with a woman not around, they say, oh, my father, let's say my father wasn't there for me. You act just as your father. You never met your father, but why you act as him? Because that seed part. That's why you got to make sense. When people say things, you take it with a grain of salt. Like the word winnow is to take it. It's to remove chaff or from a grain. So you can't remove everything. I'm going to add to it. I'm saying, you know why it would be a good example to meet a woman that has a child as a baby? If she really She really, really want a family. And that man that she was with, he's not going to provide it. And she's not fickle me to choose it anyway. She can be on a boat going to the area she never been to. That person, they work together to be there. And she will jump boats to go with another person that she never met because he has more money. Or the baby father that come with a smaller boat because her heart is not with you. That would make sense. Now I want to listen to those guys. See, I don't listen. You see, I don't use those. Go check my lives. I refer to them, but I don't use their name because my claim of who I am has nothing to do with him. His information is good. That's why 1,000, 2,000 people. That's why people will send them 50, 20, 100. I seen it, $200. That's why he could have 2,000 people on his live. Because he don't have to define. And woman, when they get on there with the woman, he try to define them, but he don't define what he mean. I'm defining the reason I will be the woman with a baby as a child. This is one example. Or an older child is we can start a family. Maybe might want to have children again. That's her first or second, third child. Let's say she want 4. Let's say you want 3. Boom. And that kind of helps because now I'm 38. See, but I'm looking at that from all points of view. It can't be just one point. Just like when my brother, we talked before on hashtag the Brother Talk series about the work mentality and about how we were. He gave an example of how he was and how she was and how they worked through it. And whether he took the time out to know, she took the time out to know him. Not, because he's a black man, quote unquote. He's an indigenous man in America, so that make him bad. That's why I would never say all westernized, African descendant, quote unquote, black indigenous women are not for me. Because there is a Canada, which you can say, yeah, some women from here move to Canada. There is other cities, there's other states in America. Before I even go to, I guess Canada is right there. That's like it's right there. It's not, Canada is actually not that far. Canada is just as far as for me, I want to say Rochester, which is 35, 45 minutes. To cross over into Canada, just like Rochester, there's different sections and parts. It's about the same distance as Rochester. But Rochester is still Rochester, New York. Canada is not Canada, New York. You go into Ontario, it's just as far. So to me, it's international because it's Canada, it's not USA. It's another part. See what I'm saying? But it's still North America. So if I base all North American women, boom, then I say that. Most North American women usually have the same thought, but some don't. So if I go to South America, go to Africa, Asia, I'm not going to get even though they can watch the same TV, watch the same movie, but they're not watching all the same movies and all the same TV. They're not appeasing to or influenced by all of the same, like the social media. So hashtag pink pill. All the women that watch the pink pill is not influenced, but you have to take into account. I don't watch a guy that don't amplify what I'm trying to do. So if I'm watching a guy, am I trying to be what he said? So if let's say 2 years from now, I start making $400,000 a year. You think I'll go to his channel now? No, because I'm not looking for that still. I'm still influenced by my thought of, because I still listen. Like I want to say, I know women love aggressive men. So you know who I would go to? I would try other brothers' channels. Even Brother Sly, I would hear what he has to say. I want to hear why a woman, from a man's point of view, then I would go to another woman's channel. And they say, what are you missing? But you know the funny part, I will be missing the same thing. That's the aggression part. Or the aggressive. And I'm not aggressive. And brothers, you're going to ask me, I don't want to stay much longer. So if you're not aggressive and you don't have that same aggression that women and men, well, some guys will call you the names, the terminologies. I'm not going to say them. Women will call you those terminologies, and then they have their terminologies that only women would say to a man. A man won't say that to a man. You would have to say, okay, Me being me, what is my greatest strength? So my example would be basketball. I'm going to practice 3-pointers, but my greatest strength is my mid-range on offense. Now on defense, my greatest strength is guarding the perimeter. I'm long. That's what I want. And my defense is my greatest strength. Because even I understand if my man don't drop down, I gotta drop. I gotta move. Even though I'm not fat, I gotta think for my mans sometime. So when they use their terminology, I would laugh because I say the word that you're using for less than is sometimes he's the higher. He's not the second. He's usually the one we want to call. Just think about it. You think it's a shame to race the fastest man in the world and come in second? But like, not being funny, there's no diss to you. This man broke all types of records. You came in second by 1 foot or one. What do that tell you? And this can sound funny. You're not supposed to measure yourself by that man. But that man hold the record. You came behind that man in second by a foot. I wear a size 14. So we're going to say the foot. I ain't going to say my 14. 12 inches. 12 inches. You came in second. Think about how much you improved. Because even his fastest, that's not the fastest we can actually run. We can run faster. We've been doing it. Why you think he broke the record? Why you think you was 12 inches away from him after he broke the record? Even within breaking the record, you both could have broke that same record. Even though his record is a hitty, or let's say that 12 inches still gave you that 0.3 of a second higher, faster, better than the record that was already there at that event. So you running the 100 meters, and where does Olympics at this year? I don't know where the Olympics at. I don't know if it's in somewhere in Brazil or China, the one that's coming up. I want to say somewhere in China or Japan. We'll say I'll have to look that up. Hold on, let me check. I want to see where the Olympics at. Where is the next Olympics going to be held? Oh, it's a Tokyo in 2021, Paris in 2014. Okay. So we going to one of those places, Paris or Tokyo. So 2021 is Tokyo. So if the event, the 100 in Tokyo, because that's a known event place. Oh, Japan. Okay. Thank you, brother. So in Japan, Tokyo, Japan. Yeah, Japan. Right. So if that event is being held in Japan, the 100 meters for Japan, I want to say, I think Usain Bolt broke that one. I know this. I want to be. What is the fastest 100 meters in Japan?
Here is information from Wikipedia.
10.58 seconds by a Japanese person. So his personal best is 9.98. So if 10.58, Usain Bolt will be running 9. He crashing that by a minute. So everybody that come in, even though we in second, third, and fourth, or fifth, or what if everybody came in around the 9.38? So everybody came in 9.40. 9.50. It's 10.58, 9 or 10, 10.20, 10.30. We all just broke the Japan record, but now the record is the 9.38 by Usain Bolt. You telling me now? This is how I look at life. This was what make me strong, and this was what make me different. You telling me that you just didn't have some type of accomplishment? That's why I can't listen to them other people. Because some other people telling me, since I don't make a certain or do a thing or do a same thing, I haven't accomplished. I don't have an accolade. I have no reason to be proud of myself. I go to the area right now, whip it up, spick and span, or whip out my best deal, my dish. People like, yo, this is good. It's not that I'm looking for their compliments. It's my heart I put into it. And that key word I use, your time. Why? hashtag your best quality. Your best quality you use to its highest peak. Sorry if it took me so long to get there to look some things up. But at your highest peak, you are at your best quality of who you are. I cannot be at the quality of nobody else's standards, nobody else's expectations, because their quality, I don't know. They created their quality. I can't. They say this is what a indigenous man should be. I don't know that, because the person that said it, who is that person? Now, you are measured by my character. Man, that man that said that, I would have to say, I'm gonna have to hold a lot of truth to that brother. Rest his soul. You know that brother, the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King. And then the brother that said certain things, and we took it out of context. Now our women are unsupported. Why was that said? It is 2021. Women say it's the same thing. No, it's not. The murder, even in 1982, the murder record is not the same as the murder record. Because if the murder record is the same, that means all those people alive that killed all those people is the same. So if 2021, I'm not at war. I mean 1962. I said 2021. Right. I said it right. 2021, I'm not in war. Our race men is at home. So how is that same state? So now what we got to do is ask why the people that feel, as they took it out of context, they feel that man words is true for them. And what I say unto one, I say unto all is your path. So on their path, you telling me that information is true. I can speak about anything. I can talk about racism. And the brother can say, well, I ignore it. I step around it. But the key word, he did say he deal with it. And how you deal with it? I want to know how you deal with it. Don't say you just, the man in your face. Literally, he about to swing off. He got something in his hand, or he don't about to swing, about to throw something at you, hit you. He's spitting on you. How do you deal with it? Then if that never happened to you, stop undermining, because you're not understanding that person experiences. I can't say just because Bill Cosby, we know, or Kobe, rest his soul, or the brothers that got charged with rape. Even one brother, I cannot remember his name. The girl told the truth and said, he did not rape me. I just didn't get what I want. I have to now sit there and say, everybody that claimed rape, is that always true? No. So for me to automatically say, I'm going to use, or abortion, I don't agree with none of those, but I can't automatically say that's true. Wait, I got to ask the person, or if that person is willing to tell their story, their side, my story, their mystery. It's a mystery. If they're willing for that mystery to be told, I'm going to sit down, get my pen, open my ears, and do what I have to do. And then now, if that person give me the opportunity to ask a question, but the question don't undermine how they're exalting or they're giving their testimony to me. There's mystery. There's my story. Their story. I cannot turn down their story, because now I have to take all the information that I have, that I know that is true for me. I have to say now, why is the reason I was in this situation? How did I get out of it? But when I tell that story, I got to tell you how I got out of it. But the only reason to do that, I'm happy I'm not a millionaire. So I come a millionaire one day, you can watch me. I'm not going to be taking all these pictures, but you're going to go back and hear what I said. And then when I become a millionaire, say, OJ. And a millionaire to me is having my family together, having the children, being a husband, having a wife. That's my millionaire. I don't know what your millionaire. People's like, and then you know what that's going to do? That's going to make the best example of me be the best example. So when you write my story, they're going to say, so this brother right here was about building finances. But this brother right here, before them young men can, if it wasn't, I don't call my, it's raining right now. I want to show you. I don't know if you can see if it's raining or not outside in my area. It's raining. I know, excuse the washer and dryer, so I can show you the rain. See the trees. So I don't call myself the rain or the seed. That's not what was given to me. Hope the video, let me check, see if I'm still able to. Okay, I see my voice. All right, I'm good. And so I learned I'm not the rain. I may not be the seed. I'm the cloud. You know why I'm on the cloud? You know what the cloud do? When the cloud fall, what happens? It become a mist. The mist. And the mist hold about I think they said 2 liters of water, 2 liters or 2 pints or 2 quarts. I know it was one of them. I know it was 2 or something. And you ever walk through mist? Don't you feel damp? And you wipe your hand, you can see the condensation, but you're not drenched. You're not soaked. That's why they say water wet. It's like, yes, it's wet. You touch it, you get wet. Put your clothes on and get wet. So it's already wet, even though within itself. So that's almost saying, we reason that analogy water wet was used because you already submersed in whatever the water is already submersed in this self. So if I'm already submersed in myself, already know who I am. The water is water. If you take out certain factors, it's still water because all it do is going to evaporate and it's got to go somewhere. So you got to remember and understanding it in theory, my information is going to go somewhere. You can't take information and say it's objective or not objective. What's the word here the brother used again? He used another word. Well, like if I say it's good, what is good? Everybody think good is different. But I'm sitting there like, why is it? And it gets sound weird. I'm about to get off of here. Why is it that we think good is different? But hashtag the best quality of life. That's what I'm looking at good. My best quality of life. He said again, that's again the depiction of what that person think is the best quality of life. Well, like it's as so you're going to keep trying to make something pie instead of finite. It's finite that I'm not going to change who I am to become something I'm not. But for some people, it's not. But at the same time, you're telling me my best quality of life is only depicted by what I think is good. But the good, okay. So that gets weird. She think a bad boy is good, but is that giving her and they can say, well, that's giving her the best quality of life. So that's her good. I'm sitting there like, I'm sorry. That's now to me, that's very ignoramus. That's very stupid. That's very idiotic. And that's chaos. Because you're using the particular chaos is not really it has disorder in it, but it actually means having a particular role. So in her chance at her particular role to have the best quality of life, a guy, now I'm sorry, you cannot throw this away. They call them bad boys for a reason. They call it the M word, I don't use the word, for a reason. In social aggression for a reason. So in my best quality of life, I don't want to go outside amongst people I don't know that can carry guns, that can do the same hurt to me, back to me, in a person that don't have the power and authority of their thoughts and their mind and how they carry themselves is not good. It's a suggestive, right? It's suggestive. I'm gonna use that. It's not good. So why would I submit myself to that situation? I'm gonna leave it at that. My mind finally done. I usually talk until my mind is done giving off so I can receive the new information. And thank you, my brother, for watching. Thank you, Sly, for coming through. He literally slid through and he stayed around. We agree. And the best time, I can't wait. And it's not because I don't want to fight because people's like, oh, it's an argument. No, I want to argue with them. I want to exalt information. So when we first have our first, not disagreements, our first misunderstanding, because my brother Slide might understand finances as something different. I want to hear it. I would listen because I want to hear. But you know why? It might be something that I never heard before from Slide. That's why what? Yes, sir. We're gonna set up a time, send you an email and everything. But that's to me, brothers. When I bring brothers and then when I do the brother talk series, I want to make sure the brothers, we not just arguing or debating. Those are actually not good things. We're exalting and expounding our information we have or who we are. So when I was saying, then I'm gonna ask the brother, did you receive anything he said? I'm gonna let him talk. Give him like, all right, you got 2 minutes apiece. Because sometimes if a brother talks too long, the other brother might miss the other question. Give him 2 minutes, let him chop it up and say, did you receive something? I'm actually, what did you receive? He'll say, well, I already kind of knew that. I'm like, cool. Did you? One of the brothers might say, I'm going to say, be honest. I'm going to say, I received something from y'all exalting. I didn't know that the brothers that are married, because one might be married or have a child. I didn't know that when you a father, that'd be very important for you. Or if you, I don't have a lot of women, haven't had a lot of sex, so I'm not over sex. I'm not saying somebody can have a high sex drive, but I'm saying as I don't have those things because I haven't experienced them to the same fullest. So some man lived with a woman, and that was his wife, his girlfriend for 3 years. I never did it. I let a woman stay with me, but that's totally different because she ain't had nowhere to go. Never had sex with him, and that's me, and that's like the best example, brothers. If I can just say that, I know I can't get off, but I want the brothers to hear this. That was me. I didn't have sex. Because I heard men have sex with you let some woman, she got to pay a fee. She got to pay the coochie fee. They have to pay a coochie fee. All they had, the only fee they had was the time. Well, if you're going to be here, can you please not uck up my stuff? Or don't put if I ain't had nothing in here, don't put a hole in the wall, please. Can you try your best not to do something? You see how it look now? Can you try your best? Unless you making it, and it's suggestive again, because I know people going to say that if it's good, bring something good. Like if a house empty, you bring in a couch. If it's clean, now this is a new phenomenon that we experiencing because we hanging out with every race now. See, that's another thing. You hang out with every race, you'll get something new that you ain't experienced. I don't want to experience bed bugs. So I don't hang out with every race. I may associate, but I'm going to hang out like, man, you ain't clean. If a person never vacuumed their house, they're going to have bed bugs. If you're a couch, like my couch got a covering thing on it, but it's a covering, but it can come apart. It's dirty. I'll show you the dirty couch. That's why I got a covering over it. So you see how that's made? It can come apart. That part can come apart. So if that can come apart, I'm looking at it. Well, if you bed bugs, I'm just saying. What I'm saying, reason probably why I don't use certain words because I don't know the words. That's why I sing the word winnow and what the word winnow means. You basically separate and then you choosing what you think is valuable. And that's what we do as a race. That's what our women do. They don't see a brother as me, or if you take the majority of women, they look at a small percentage and think that that's valuable. But that's a small percentage that they'll never see. But think about that. Imagine if I don't think my race women is valuable. I don't have nothing positive to say. But I tell them in a minute, I speak on them like they say, if your mother didn't, and I don't care, and it's suggestive again. If your mother and father let you just run outside during the day and night, and they can see you, they can stop you, and they didn't let you. What I look like as a bigger brother to know I got that same love to tell my brother, you're not going to do that. I'm sorry. If I know Sly and I know where he live at, I'm going to let Sly know you ain't doing that. Like, this is my life. I'm going to say, so? Well, my life too. If I can see your life, you not doing that. Sly, like, I'm going out there and go run them streets. No, you ain't. I told my brother that. I told my male I said, no, you not. I don't know how big Slide is, but I'm going to be funny with him real quick. I'm 6'5". I'm 270. I don't know. I'm going to grab Slide and let Slide find a way to, if I grab him, I ain't letting slide go. He ain't getting away. I ain't letting my brother go away. But see, a lot of brothers don't see it that way. See, that's how I don't have to say I'm different. I'm about to go prove it. I guarantee you, my brother and my nephew, you just like that mother did when her son was out there acting the fool for when they was doing fake Black Lives Matter, stealing her. Like, she grabbed him out. You should whoop yours. Yes, she should have. His father wasn't doing it. His brother and uncle wasn't doing it. Yes, she should have. Because if I don't want to see something, I'm gonna make sure I don't want to see my nephew in the jail. Get your ass over here. My brother, I checked them. No, you got to deal with me. You know why you can't beat me? Because I got battle scars. And it's not fake tough. They know I'm not lying. They know and that's the beautiful thing about people that know you. That's why people go on your action. Just as the other day, I seen a man and a woman, and I seen so much the last 2 weeks. I thought it was funny because I tell the spirit, do not put a fight in front of me. I'm not helping nobody, especially if I can see the whole fight. People are doing it. I'm the big black man that everybody see, and I wasn't going. And people were starting to help. They're like, "Why this big old black man ain't helping?" I was on my phone. Oh, minding my business. You know what everybody did? And I thought that was funny. They all turned back around, went about their business. It's like, damn, the big black man ain't helping. Why? I'm gonna go help. See what I'm saying? Sometimes that is an influence. I think that's a positive influence. That's a worthy influence, because you know why I think it's positive or worthy is because I know my example worked. And by not being an example, I took action. And even in my words, sometimes your words is an action. So stop telling yourself that you can't, impossible. No. I watched a man spin around 2 times to do a 720. I watched a man do a double between the legs. He didn't do it on 10 feet. It was like 9.8. He got 2 more inches to go to do a double. I seen a man run the fastest I've ever seen. I seen another dude just break that man record. I just seen a woman just break the fastest woman record. But she did something stupid. She ain't have an OJ. Even I ain't like her. I'm gonna ask her, why did you do that? I don't care what happened in your life. That's your life. Another life. And this out of respect for everybody. You think, rest of my brother's soul, you think Biz Markie will want me to stop beatboxing and not show people my beatboxing because he passed on? It's called passing on. Didn't Biz Markie pass his beatboxing to us? If I have an opportunity, that's not disrespect. I'm not going to make money off of Biz Markie. I'm not going to use his name to get me where I need to go, but I'm going to honor him and say, yo, Biz Markie and Dougie Fresh. Oh, rest in peace. One of the fat boys passed away as well. I got to do one for him. I got to do a live for my brothers and have other brothers and talk about, give people their flowers. They alive. Give your brother love now. I don't want my brother in the street because I don't want him dead. You in the streets, you're going to die. I don't care. I don't care if you made it out. Like that brother got shot on these brothers getting shot over chain. Don't rap about it. Don't talk about. Yo, if I won $1 million, I'm not going to hide and put on a vendetta mask or to hide my. No, I'm going to show who I am, but I ain't going to brag. I'm going to say thank you. I won $1 million because usually, but I'm going to ask them too, why you need me to come on camera because I won the money? I'm like, I'll make sense of that. Like, I don't make sense. So when you win money, they put you on camera. When you arrested, you put you on camera. I'm like, okay, that can make sense. I was like, you got to give me a reason. But that's all about, brother. The reasoning is being the best who you are. Stop being used. Stop being utility. Stop allowing social media to dictate what type of man you are and you are not. Stop allowing anything that's not you to tell you not to be or to be you. Because you are you. As a man think of, as a man is. You are who you think you are. That's because you think you are. But if you think you are great, I am truth, resolve, honesty, and resolution. My talks is not just, I hate this, I hate that. Why? And I'll give you a good explanation. Whether you want to, it took an hour to get out of me what I needed to give to you. Sometimes it might take that. And if they don't want that, so be it, brother. Because I've been alive, I've been around 38 years. You think quietness and not giving my next brother, you think my nephew, that's 6 months, my niece, that's 8 months, my niece, that's 25, my niece, that's 23, 24. They get like a year or a year and a half apart, but sometimes they birthday. So I think she's 20, say she's 24 right now. I think her birthday, no, it's coming up. So she's 23. Something, let's go something that way. Like a year and some months apart. And what else? I got a 3-year-old niece. You think I'm not going to part all the education that I have or the information I have onto them? And I know a parent told me this before. They said, you won't trust me, become a parent, you'll remember all that. I said, why? Even if I'm working 800 hours a week, I'm just being funny, I'm still going to have time for my child. So choose wisely. You have a great day. Thank you, Brother Sly, for coming through. Be the best man, be the best indigenous, quote unquote, African descendant black man in America, or as a man you can be for you. So everything around you can be great and be the best, be your best. Now, always be who you are. Always be who you are. Shalom, brother. Y'all have a good day. And if I come back on, then I'll check y'all out later or tomorrow. Say la.